Hello. I am going to go through the setup for my solo adventure campaign. Um, this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to be working on this setup for the next sessions and try to refine it as time goes by. Um, but I'm going to be working a bit more thoroughly. Um, Trying to incorporate different tools and make it interesting and simple enough so that um, we can move this game long term. Um, so I've picked up a couple of things. To start, this is going to be just kind of like a way um, to show you guys the tools and setup that I'll be using. Also, I want to kind of like refine it and work like a process to go through campaigns and like different scenes, sessions, and adventures. Essentially, this is solo adventuring, right? And this is pretty manual still. I know that there's some tools out there that can like automate a lot of these tables and generation like generating different conditions. But this, like, I want to kind of like develop this with everybody, so we can like learn together in a way. So the first thing here I have is the map. Um, this map, I'm sure people are going to recognize it in the sense that uh, what how it's being generated. So it's a software, an online tool called Perilous Shores. Uh, I really can't pronounce it correctly, but it's like I'll add some links to the video, and I'm sure people already know the program. So what I did here is that I add the hexes, and all of these hexes will represent 6 miles. And then I added several settlements. Oh, and the numbers. So I like having the numbers, so I can just record where I am at this specific moment. And the quality is pretty good of the resolution, so it really you can actually zoom in quite a bit and then just move around like the token and just do your adventuring. Um, and I added several villages, so you don't actually add them. The software adds them for you, but you can like iterate different conditions for the maps. And I just ended up with all of these locations. I have them. I already created names for them, and I have in my notebook, like my physical notebook, and I haven't transcribed them to the software here. Um, but we'll get to that. And this map is pretty cool. I named it the Great Haz- Hazgar Duchy, and and I like the forests and then the mountains, and it's like the big plains over here, and so you have like several skulls that might be like points of interest with some enemies, some encounter sites or things like that, and yeah. So also, I'm going to be using Obsidian. So this tool I've been kind of like trying to to um, get trying to learn all its like it's a very powerful tool, I think, and I'm trying to learn it. I like it just because you can do your folders and has a lot of um, cool features, and also I'm going to be using this plugin. It's a dice roller, so you can just add like 2d6 and then roll, and then yeah, so it's pretty awesome. You have like dice you can roll. Um, so the idea is that we're gonna pretty much follow the normal old school essentials process. So the idea here is that we're gonna be playing old school essentials, and and I like to think about this about just using the actual like rules of the game. So I'm going to kind of like bring up the rules here. Um, so it's pretty cool that Old School Essentials has all of these rules, and you can actually just use them like straight up. You can just go ahead and start, you know, following the sequences. Um, so that this is the main reason why I like this game. It's just so cool that they give you all of these rules, and just, you know, it's like the whole process is already laid out for you. Wandering monsters and whatnot. Um, so bear in mind, like I'm not an expert in this. Like I really like the game, but if I just make a mistake, just bear with me. Um, I'm still kind of like trying to get more familiarized. Like I go back and forth with them with the games. So sometimes I forget things or just misinterpret them. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of cool things in this game. Everything is really clean, and art is pretty cool. I like it a lot. So we'll just follow all of these rules here to do combat, to do encounters, and whatnot. Um, the other thing I have here is a couple of like supplements. Um, I'm missing one. Give me a second. So we have, um, let me see. Just trying to find this. Yeah. So we're gonna use two essential. Like I have two supplements. So we have um, old school solo, which is I like it. Um, I like it. It's just so simplified. This is really simplified, and that's why I like this one. Everything is there's you only have your like your table, you just know tables, and then you have open questions, and then you have like these tables here for open questions, and it's cool that it has um, like categories. So I like that. Um, and then just kind of like helps you narrow down a little bit, like puts things into context. And then yeah, just a couple examples here, and then this tool I like. It helps you just create, you know, tables, a D6 table, which I already created like an example table here. Um, so this table will be used, I mean, maybe like in some occasions, but it just gives you like a good baseline to work with, and then, you know, just like extra things here and there. It's pretty simple. Um, and I'll try to use this guide a little bit more, but then like we have like this solo adventuring guide. This is a popular one, and this is for Dungeons and Dragons, but still, you know, like all of this material is still usable for any other game, essentially. Pretty cool. Yeah, they have like this is way more in depth. Um, I think it's just like a game by itself. Like you can even create dungeons and like fill them out, traps and whatnot. So I'll try to use these two tools. What I liked about this um, rules here is that it really gives you like the basic idea of solo uh, RPG. It is it just gives it here. It just tells you what it is. So I think this is the one here. No, wait a second. Asking the dice. Yeah, so this is it. You know, solo adventuring is essentially this. Like you ask a yes or no question, and then whatever you have there. So asking the dice is not new. If you have if you have ever rolled for a random encounter, you ask a yes or no question. So essentially, is that like we first go through a yes or no question, and it's using an encounter here as an example. Once you have your answer, you can expand on it by rolling to see what the encounter is. So the same is true when you search for a secret door or roll for a monster morale. Uh, so this is like this the essence of solo role playing. Like we'll try to you know have like a broad spectrum with like yes or no, and then once you have that, you use like a more like like open question to give more details. Um, so it's just like a simple process. Um, and so we could just say that. I mean, maybe I'm trying to say is like yes, yes, no, and then we just move to details. So that would be maybe a what, you know? And so this is essentially like the idea um, that we're going to be kind of like exploring. And I want to, the, like, one of my main observations is that as if we keep it as simple as possible, then it's just the flow is a little bit more straightforward, and we can just like keep going doing things. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Um, so and yeah, my intention here is just to try to like work the ideas, right? We're just gonna try to work the ideas and try to make things happen. Okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to follow this supplement here, old school solo. Um, so here are the credits, um, and and then also the solo adventuring toolbox, and here are the credits as well. So yeah, and the other thing I'm gonna try to use here is this other supplement. I think people will also be familiar with it. In the shadow of Tower Silver Axe. So what I'm going to do here is just use some of the additional materials. I'm not going to try to follow the campaign or the story, but I found that there's like travel conditioning considerations. So you have like hunting, um, some wilderness encounters. So it's just a little bit more material to work with, and then you have like a weather system. So it's interesting. Like I'll just keep it around, just see if it comes into use from here and so from time to time. And And also, yeah, so this is just more like additional, material. And let's see, we have the credits here. Some of the credits, like the full credits. Let's see, here they are. Um, so yeah, um, so that's that. So, and then, yeah, like we cannot miss um our character. So I'm gonna use like the uh the PDF available in Necrotic Gnome on the website. It's awesome. Everything's fillable, and the cool thing is that you can actually just like keep writing in in this section. Like you have a lot of space to write things. So, and then notes as well. You have a lot of space to write in your notes. Like it's kind of, you can go all the way down. So this is an excellent tool. I already played a couple of quests with these guys, with this guy, Aragor, um, in the past. So I'm just gonna keep him as he is. So it's gonna be Aragor the fighter. Um, my take on old school essentials is, and in general RPGs, is the classic low fantasy. Um, there's magic, but it's essentially like the game Battle Brothers. So you have like a bunch of enemies that are like demi-humans or humanoids, demons, undead. But I like the characters to be like actual military, like medieval military characters, fighters, and things like that. Um, like I like magic and all and other things, but I just find it more interesting when they are pretty weak. And I do expect him to die. Like, just to be honest, like I'm pretty sure he's gonna die if we just, commit. So we'll see what we can do to make him a little bit more, like give him more survivability by adding like just like a party and like add like hiring retainers. So we'll try to we'll try to give him like t tools to survive, not just like throw him. Like he has, I think he has 4 HP. I don't like. Oh no, he has 7. I have to. This is like from the old. So he has 7 HP. So he's pretty weak. Let me see if I can save it. Um, yeah. So yeah. So we're just gonna save him. Um, And then from there, yeah, so this is Aragorn. I'm just going to zoom in to the model here. So I do actually have the model. I made it, and I mean he's like actually like a military, like a medieval model that I got. Looks pretty cool. And then yeah, so we'll try to give him a little bit of like some retainers so that he can use them as, I don't want to say cannon fodder, but at least give him survivability, chances to actually like like win a fight. And my approach to solo adventuring is kind of like just to make good encounters. I want to try to develop the story as much as I can, but still it is interesting just to have like fights. Also, the idea is to kind of like set up the locations so that we can go ahead and like I'll probably record, like if I have an encounter, then I'll probably record the encounter. So with a mat and some terrain and give them like actually like a war game scenario. So that's the intention as well. But here in this type of sessions, we're going to try to develop a little bit of the story and the campaign and the narrative and see if we can, get like an interesting story, maybe some plot twists and things like that. And then if we have encounters, then I'll move the recording to the tabletop and then try to play the game, right? And I think that's it. So, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and of course, we have um, like the scene development and yeah. So I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible, and I'm gonna stop the recording right now and just kind of like see what your opinion is, and then yeah, we'll move. We'll kind of like try to make things happen. So this is kind of like just like an introduction of the setup, essentially. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you soon.